There are a few things that are indicating a potential upside incoming for GTII, but there are also a few things that we need to watch out for, okay? Let's go ahead and validate now. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again. This is ARCa coming at you with a GTII technicals and raw price action thread of analysis on this Taco Tuesday. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community in Discord called ARCa Bulls. With that said, let's go ahead and dive right into the chart. Okay, so one of the things that is still indicating an upside is the momentum oscillator. Okay, we still have an upside pivot right here, and very important to notice that we have now jumped in to the bullish control zone. Okay, so this bullish control zone is absolutely necessary in order for us to validate any continuation to the upside. Okay, so this is very good, and as volatility is still contracting. Okay, so this is definitely a good sign. Another sign that we could potentially be facing an upside incoming is for the fact that we, just like we talked about, this symmetrical triangle, we actually came right back down today and tested the newly converted resistance into support. I mean, perfectly to it, right? So then we actually bounced, and now we're sitting right at about $1.62 right now. Okay, so this is a very bullish statement for GTII and potentially signaling the bottom or a type of floor or near a floor, right? There's no problem for us to come back down and test this area here once again. Okay, we were talking about testing this area because we were also located at the 0618 at $1.56 from just yesterday. Okay, so this is definitely a very bullish statement for GTII. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the next chart. Okay, so in reference to the 5-day and the 3-day closures, actually, which are going to happen in about 21 hours and 58 minutes, as you can see right in the timers right here, we would then be closing some very important candles in the green. Okay, so if we do close them above the areas that we're particular on the 3-day, okay, if we're closing above the opening of this candle, which is $1.44, this is definitely a bullish thing, and I would be very curious to see what happened to momentum versus volatility upon the closure actually of the 3-day as well as the 5-day. Okay, this is very curious, and it is absolutely imperative that we see what's going on here. Okay, so we would potentially be closing this 5-day in a green candle, and then we would see how this affected volatility versus momentum. Okay, so this is very important because we are in a contraction phase from volatility. Remember, volatility is direction neutral. Okay, so that's why we pair it with momentum. So we would either be continuing to the downside contracting, which would be ideal, alongside a potential corrective move here. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and see as soon as let's see, today is Tuesday. This could potentially close by Thursday. All right, so we'll keep an eye on that, or even tomorrow at the end of session. But okay, so let's just continue on the analysis here. Okay, so please remember that the upside targets for this, let me just get rid of these things because they already played out just like we said. And this right over here, right? Literally the fractals that we were looking at before a bounce. Funny how things play out. Okay, so per this triangle here, okay, so this is a right angle triangle, and you can actually get a price objective from it, right? This is just per the playbook rules, right? So you take that trend line from the very top of the triangle to the lower end of the triangle and apply it to the supposed area of breakout, okay? But in this case, we know that we broke out from this point on, closing that candle above the trend line itself, okay? So in this case, please notice that it's taking us to about $3.07. I'm sorry, well, it's taking us to 314, but it's very confluent with the 4-spot 618 at $3.07. Okay, so this is a very important target and still suggesting massive upside. So if I just go ahead and let's see, yeah, we have a lot of confluence here. And another thing to notice here is that, oh, what? That is incredible. Okay, please notice here the gap that we have right there. Okay, so I'm just gonna adjust that this box here to that gap. There we go. To the opening of that candle there. So now let's go ahead and zoom in to the price objective from the triangle with that trend line. Please notice that. Very, very interesting. Very interesting for it to suggest that we would be taken right to that gap resistance. Okay, so, and that would be at about, let's see, yeah, that's at about 314, 315. Okay, very good stuff. Very good stuff. So let's continue on the analysis here and see what else we got. Okay, so another indication that we could be, in the process of making an upside continuation is simply this. Please remember that we have a broadening descending wedge on a macro time frame here. Okay, so this is a very large time frame. We've been riding this wedge since about April 2021. Wow. Almost May. So let's go ahead and zoom in now and just go ahead and notice that we are in, again, the validation process of converting that converting that resistance into a support, right? So we still have the potential for an upside here. Okay, so this is looking very good for GTII. Let's move on to the next page, and this would be the last part of the analysis here. Okay, so this is the 30-minute RSI, immediate short-term time frame, just like we always do, making a very bullish cross above the 14-day simple, thus converting the 14-day simple as a form of support alongside the gravitational zone of the bear weakness percentile. Mouthful right there. Wow, I'm sorry, but just go ahead and rewind. If you don't understand it, you will. Okay, so what this means is that we still have a little bit of consolidation here, very likely to face a little bit of a downside here, but then it would it's very likely for it to find support and then continue onwards and upwards, right? So please remember, it's a 30-minute. It lives out pretty fast. So we still have a little bit of a consolidation bias here on the 4-hour as well, but we still have that 14-day simple moving average with an upside bias. Okay, very good thing here is that if we do retrace on the 4-hour, we have the gravitational zone similarly to the 30-minute. We have the gravitational zone of the bear weakness percentile as support alongside the 14-day simple. Very good. Okay, so now we do have an upside pivot here on the 8-hour. It's a little small, it's getting there, but it's I like it. It's still suggesting upside. Okay, so just in case we do fall a little bit lower to fall within the gravitational zone of the bull weakness percentile, yet again we do have that 14-day simple and the gravitational zone of the bear weakness percentile as support. Okay, so let's go ahead and now look at this. Is straight consolidation, guys. We are literally RSI smack in the middle of the 50 percentile of, or 50% of the RSI. Okay, so the moving average also suggesting just sideways trading. We can't really use that for an upside or downside bias, but we can use it for sideways bias, right? So we are facing a little bit of resistance here on the buy daily, which is absolutely normal. And I mean, we would just have to find out what the shorter time frames are going to do to affect the larger time frames overall. Okay, so the 5-day time frame is also facing a little bit of a rejection here, but this is it's because we are in the gravitational zones of both of these. Okay, both of the percentiles. I'm talking about the bull weakness percentile and the bear weakness percentile. Okay, so gravitational zone resistance, we come back. Support from the 14-day simple moving average, we come back. Gravitational zone resistance, we come back. And now the good thing is that on the 5-day, or sorry, this is the 3-day. Sorry, guys. So we have a very important pair of supports here now. So it would be the 14-day and the gravitational zone, very likely to find an upside after 2 areas of support. Okay, but we still have to keep an eye on this. It's very surprising that I mean, we did face downside pretty much all day, right? So it's indicative of what happened within the Fed today. Okay, so Jerome Powell must have said that he, I haven't looked into this myself just yet, but he must have said that we're going to continue increasing rates. Okay, so that's probably why the broader markets bled a little bit. Okay, and it looks like it. Okay, but it's a good thing. We're coming back to validate very key areas of supports, and we need to keep an eye on this. Okay, so with just remember, guys, for the targets that we're looking for. Actually, I haven't even really said that. Okay, but with a sideways bias, it's very difficult to see. Okay, so very likely we're going to be trading around the zone that we're looking at right now. Bottom side of about $1.52, if that, and the top side of about $1.74. Okay, we also have to keep an eye on the previous day high, meaning today. So the low and high. Right. So, I mean, we can do that. Just remember that the range low would actually be at about 155. So that's why I'm pairing it with the 1.272 at $1.52. So $1.52 to the total high of about $1.84 could be the zone that we're going to be trading in for a few days. Okay, without sentiment and without FOMO or psychology, then this is going to be, the charts are suggesting just that. Okay, please remember, I'm not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy or sell any assets whatsoever. Do your own due diligence and everything will be just fine. Okay, you guys, please remember to visit the description below to find the links for Twitter and the ARCa Bulls Discord trading community. Okay, you guys, with that said, I wish you well, a very good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.